All right, all right, all right. Says I'm live, I'm live. Let's double check. All right, all right. Yep, I am live. All right, all right, all right. All right, all right, all right. Ah, happy Friday. Today is December 19th, 2025. We are in, which officially is my last trading week for the year. I am taking off Christmas week and New Year's week, 2 weeks. I'll probably turn on the monitors to play games, probably. Looking at Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 might be my Christmas gift that I'm thinking of right now. They have a bundle deal with 1 and 2. I played 1 for a while and got bored with it and set it aside, and I don't know if I want to get that one. I'm a fan of Skyrim. Skyrim came out, its date it came out, by the way, 11/11/11, right? Those that are in the know. Anyway, today was Friday. The first 15 minutes of trading, pretty much, I just said, no, I'm not doing this. Look at the 15-minute opening range. And the low is 25,356. Let's put this in. 25,356.25. And the high was 25,548. Oops. Forgot to say minus. Let's do this again. Let's go the other way though. 25,548.75 minus 25,356.25. I don't know if you can see that, but it's $192. Oh, no, excuse me. 192.5, almost 200 point move in 15 minutes. This is what it looked like on the 5-minute chart. Right here, 9:30 to 9:35. You got excited about it. You got in here. You got your ass handed to you on this move right here. I'm just kind of glad I held back the first 15 minutes. Um, so I don't know how I would have handled this because I didn't take it on. Then once it got here at 9:45, what I thought about this bar right here, 9:35 bar, was it was almost triple this size bar right here. 1, 2, 3. I thought that's if I would have done anything, perhaps I would have shorted it against R1, but I just let it go. And then the first 15 minutes, I thought, all right, manipulation's in play today, right now. I didn't want to mess with it. In fact, I just hit my trading lock button and said, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home. A better trading day actually was yesterday. So let's go back to that 5-minute chart. And I put some lines on the chart to talk about, maybe we talk a little bit about these setups and what I liked about them. There's 5 of them. I caught this one but got out too early. I saw this one. This is probably the one that if I was around, I saw this and I thought, maybe I should stay around a little bit longer. But it was closing on 12, and I like to be done. Anyways, long story short, look at that move right there. This is a micro pennant, is how Al Brooks talks about it, inside a trading range. So it could have obviously done all kinds of things, but if you would have taken this bar, which is probably the bar that you should take, not this one, but if you would have taken this bar and shorted from here, right at the bottom of the range, which would have been a dangerous trade, it's already done this before, right? But it was a nice little move. The 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 nice place to catch this was right in here, coming out of this wedge, or I mean this pennant, which is a bear pennant. I believe that's how you call it. And then you see the nice downward move here. That was probably the best setup of the day outside of this setup right here. Now this one, you think about long bars. We had a long bar in front of it, and we had a long bar in front of that. So this one was a good trade setup. Plus, if you look at the higher time frames, the 4-hour chart and the hourly chart, you can see this breakout out of here and the move up. This was yesterday, right? So this is the breakout yesterday and then the reversal. But it was a nice breakout, and you see it breaking out again today. So here's your day, 2200, and then you see the breakout again. Hourly chart. So it's seeing us break out of this range a couple times, but this was just this is the hourly chart. Look at that. That's just rough type of trading. As far as my trading went, I talked last week. Let me bring this over. We talked last week about, make sure you can see me. Let me make sure I'm not blocking my camera view. All right, I am not. We talked last week about EA210. EA210 turned into PA29. So I was able to get enough profit for the week to make that a PA. And notice PA28 is still holding. It's 1,100 from its failure point. The Lucid account is $830 away from its failure account. And I opened up another Lucid, took advantage of the 40% deal and have a $50,000 account that I haven't traded yet. So there's 2 accounts I'm trading and 2 accounts I'm not, but I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that obviously 25 I'm not going to get a payout. I've settled in on that fact that that's just not going to happen. I tried a little too hard on PA28, and I paid the price for my impatience. This week I was patient, and I started adding back money on PA28. I reduced contract size as well. I decided to come down to 2 contracts trading in this volatility instead of 3 and 4, which kept me in the trades a lot better. So this was the 8:30 CPI report that I was able to catch to pass EA210. Remember, I talked last week I needed to make a decision on that. I wasn't going to pay the roughly $100 to renew it, and I did not obviously pick up an 80% deal at Apex, and I'm probably wait for a New Year's deal for them. I'm not going to buy something that's going to be sitting for 2 weeks and me not doing anything with it. So the 80% deal, even though it's a good deal with the $25 reset and all that stuff that goes with it, we talked about this last week. I'm really don't want to have. Well, I want to keep my PAs. Obviously, I want to build them. I want to settle in on a trade copier perhaps into next year. That's my goal right there, to find a trade copier. I'm hoping Miles at QuantGuard. QuantGuard's been a lot more stable the last few weeks. I'm hoping that he releases in hopefully the next couple of weeks his trade copier, and then start working with that. So that is, I'm already paying $67 a month for his service right now, and he said he wants to put a trade copier on. I'm hopeful that he will do what he says, and we will have a trade copier on QuantGuard. So I've got 2 PA accounts to end the year, which is kind of neat. I'm trading 2. I got PA28 and PA29. My EAs, I was on 210 to finish the year. I started at about 195, I believe, when I started I came back to trading in the first part of August or whenever it was then. So I have paid for 15 EAs roughly this year. I didn't trade at all that I can remember. Well, maybe I did trade up through the first part of. I took some time off. I can't remember when I stopped trading. It might was March or April, May. And then I officially took some time away from trading. And I started back August. I've settled in on the type of strategy that I am liking. I like the 5 minute chart. Now I will occasionally go down to the 1 minute chart just to look to see what I see. I wish it wouldn't do that. Wish it would stay where I was on the chart. Or did it? Was this today? Yeah, this is today. That's the first 15 minutes of trading coming in at the 9:31 mark to 9:45 up here. But I wish it would. I wish when you switch this, it'd stay where you were, right? So I got to go back. Anyway, these are the lines I drew on the chart. This was the 1025. I wrote some times down here. 835 was a good long, and I said leg one. 905 to 950. This right here. Excuse me, 905 to 950. Why did I say 905? Oh, leg one. 835 to 9 o'clock. Oh, right here. And then 805, or excuse me, what is this right here? 905 to 950. I have to remember what I was doing here. 955 to 1020 right here. Leg 3. Leg 4 was 1025 to 1050. I said. And then we had a trading range from 1050 to present I put in. This was a nice setup right here at the 935 mark. A failure to break out. So 930, first 5 minutes showed an up move and then a close lower. This was a nice short opportunity right here. It was a nice long off the CPI report if you would have taken it. I took the first bar and passed EA 210 to make it PA 29. I did take this trade on in PA 28 right here. I wished I'd have held it because it was a nice trade. I didn't hold it. I was actually getting out here at the R1 mark. This right here I saw as a micro down. So we had a pennant. So this is a bull pennant, and I thought, well, okay, if we touch here, and this was the long setup right there, which didn't have enough power to carry. This also signaled the top of the high, I guess you could say, of yesterday right there. As you notice, it didn't get any higher than that. So this was the high of yesterday. And honestly, if you want to be technical about the signal itself, you could say it was a head and shoulders pattern, technically speaking. Here's your head, here's your left shoulder, here's your right shoulder, and there's the breakdown. But this micro right here, these 20 minutes right here, micro not being able to break this right here, this was a nice short. I didn't take this short signal. I took this long and I took this long yesterday. I did not take this short. I saw it after the fact, but I wasn't trading the first part of the morning yesterday after I passed EA 210. So I took on PA 28 on this trade, and I took on my one Lucid account on this trade. So everything's active. I've got 4 accounts roughly coming into next year. So this is what I saw. Now, if you're looking into the future, was this a good setup? Well, yeah, I would say yes. is this was the 100 bar EMA. Here's your predictor of the market being these two lines right here. Says which way is the trend. 100 bars here, the 50 bars here. Here was a setup that, you know, in hindsight, everything works out though. Up here, we didn't break up again. You can look at that like almost like a double top, right? This is all one. Here's the second attempt back up, and then it fails into the 2 o'clock mark. As far as my trading went, I stopped roughly right in here. I stopped, I said 11:50, it's close to 12. 11:30, I stopped looking at the markets. So this was my last official trade for the year, pretty much, the way I look at it right now. So I've got a Lucid account that I'm trying to turn to a real money account right now, and I have a second Lucid account that I like to turn into a real money account. I like Lucid over Apex because of the end of day drawdown. I'm trying to work with Apex in small size right now and looking at next year so that I don't have to worry. Well, Apex, the biggest thing I have to worry with them is max trailing drawdown. If I trade in small size, I believe that I can limit that difference between the high and where the present balance is. So that's kind of my target area. PA28, like I said, is underwater, pretty close to 49,000 right now. So it's about 1,100 off of being at 50. I do believe that if I take the valid trades, if I slow my trading down, if I don't trade in big size, which is where I allowed both the Lucid account and my PA account to go underwater because I was trading too much in size. And one of the times I think I took on 8 contracts. I did have, not this week, but last week, I had a $550 loser day that turned into a $600 loss. And that was where I went from my Lucid account being at 49.5 to below 48,000, or excuse me, below the 49,000 mark. So I'm looking forward to next year, so 2026, and whatever that brings. So as we look at today's activity, after the first 15 minutes, this is just helter skelter. If I would have taken anything at all, maybe, I don't know what I would have taken, but maybe this move right here underneath this range looks kind of good, but you had this whipsaw movement here. You see this movement coming off the 21 bar EMA on the 5-minute chart. No, this was a very easy day to just walk away from. I saw this 200-point move right here. I said, you know what, nah, I'm done. I don't want anything to do with this. And you can see the close right now as we closed up today at 4 o'clock, 4:30, or whenever the market closes up today at 5. Just don't want anything to do with this. This was a trading range roughly from this mark right here, 12:20 to now. See if there's any questions. I don't normally have anyone that comments on my videos, but let's just double check. Nope. All right. Have a great weekend, and so just put that down there. No views today. No chats, no viewers, no views. So we'll get the views after I post the video. Looks like a lot of people decided to take the same situation I did and said, hey, let's not worry with trading into the end of the year. Once again, that's it. Been studying a bunch of stuff over the year that I was rebuilding my trade strategy. Notice that I don't have any indicators below the chart right now. I'm trying to trade basically a naked chart with the exception, I believe, where is the pivot points in R1s at? There, oh, there's R1. Where's pivot today? Right, pivot was nowhere inside. So we traded between R1 and R2 roughly today, looks like. So as far as things that I have on the charts, the pivot point obviously is on the charts with R1 through R3 and S1 through S3. 9 EMA, 21 EMA, 50 EMA. I believe this is 55 EMA. Actually, I can't remember what those two inside. 100 EMA, 200 EMA, 400 EMA. These two EMAs were taken from Dr. David Blake, I think. It was us studying Tom Hogard. There was a trader that he had on who has passed away. Talked about these two EMAs inside the 50 and the 50 and the 100 EMA. So I've put them on the charts. Look at indicators and see what they are. I can't remember what they are. So you got the 21, 56, and 89. Okay, that's it. He talked, Dr. David, what's his name? Let's bring over Tom Hogard. He talks about him. Dr. David Paul. So I studied Trader Tom Hogard this year. He has a book that I read this year. So if we talk about books that I'm reading, this book right here, The Best Loser Wins. That was a pretty good book. I don't have it on me right now, but Albrook's book that I'm reading, and I'm reading Trading in the Zone again. So that is kind of where I am right now. And Albrook's with his price action movement, I'm studying his work, and I am actually bought into a membership on YouTube to some price action guy. It was $20 for the month. It's the first YouTube membership that I bought, and I've been looking at his work. He calls it Trap Traders, I believe. Guess we can pull his work up, give him some credit. See if we can find him. It's not showing everybody that I've got. Maybe we go to. No, I don't want to do history. I can't think of the dude's name now. Hold on, let me see if I can find on my history. I know I watched a video of his this week. There it is, price action breakdowns.
The market's like a
So I don't know. I just he's got a membership level, and I bought into it because I wanted to look at the videos that were in his playlist, which was this.
bear's got the breakout below the
And I started watching this because I didn't want to read the book. That's how I found him to start with. Read price action charts, and he has
Sometimes,
he's got a chapter 1, and he goes through all the chapters of the book. Best trades. I've watched that. I think I've watched that one to start with. And there's it's dry. It's so dry reading Al Brooks stuff. It just, like, I don't know. It just very dry, very boring. So I was looking for another way of going through his information. So anyway, so long story short, he has his own videos. If I can find his playlists. I think it's
bear's got the breakout below the EMA and it started to channel lower.
And I'm watching, this is the last one I watched right here, different types of measured moves, moves 1, and then I'm trying to get through his stuff. He likes this thing right here, his setup, second legs, highest probable trade. This is what he likes to do. And then, he's got some good information. He sounds young, but he's got some good information, and he breaks down. He's been studying Al Brooks about 6 years, if my understanding, from what I've learned about him. And I am, like I said, Al Brooks, don't really want to take his video course. It's $400. I just don't want to spend money on it. I might spend money on his 3-book series that is supposed to be easier to read than his first book that he put out in 2004. But that's what's neat about YouTube, right? YouTube, you can go around and not spend a lot of money on anybody because there's information at your fingertips if you just know how to decipher it and where to find where other people talk about it. So that's what I like about YouTube in the long run. So I think that's about all the information I'm going to share with you for this year. There will not be any updates other than maybe me coming on the camera with my phone or something and just say Happy New Year or Merry Christmas or something, but no more trading talk until next year of 2026. So I want to say to everybody, Happy New Year. If I don't say it beforehand, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy whatever you celebrate as well. This is one of the things that I like about trading. It doesn't matter your walk of life, your color, your religion. It's only a very small percentage that make it as traders in a lifetime. Day trading has been the nemesis to me. I have done okay and as a lifetime of trading in a longer term time frame, but the day trading, since I've actually started trading the MNQ and not the NQ, if you go back and look at my video content, I went from trading multiple different things, 6 different markets at one point, to trading crude oil, to trading my first foray in futures was years ago. But in my modern time, crude oil and the MNQ have been, NQ to MNQ have been the markets that I have decided on. If you look at my charts underneath here, I've thought about the Dow, and I've thought about the ES as far as markets that I might consider trading. Now, people talk about gold and silver. Those are just really tough markets to trade. Most people, look at this right here. Look at this 5 minute little action going on the ES. Just notice this. All that for nothing, right? Come up here, come down, come up here, come up here again. Third time down. Here's a good short, another good short. Third time would have been the time to take this one on, right? The failure right here, coming on down. That was into the close of yesterday, it looks like. Time of this happened. 145 and coming on down. All right, which chart has what I want to look at? This one? All right, that's it. I don't have anything more to talk about. Nothing more to talk about, nothing more to see, nothing more to do here. We talked about where I am. This is where I am to end the year roughly right now. 2 PA accounts, 2 Lucid accounts. So the Apex and 2 Lucid. I am basically moving. I guess this is Tradeify I like too. I just don't want to put any extra money into anything until a trade copier comes up. So I've got 2 accounts right here that can pay me, and 2 accounts that I'm working to get to where they can pay me. So that's where I'll be starting 2026 coming into next year. All right. God bless. Take care. I'll see you on the next video I put together. As far as trading videos go and recaps and what I've been doing weekly content, it won't be until the week of, so it looks like January 9th. It'll be the week that I put up another content video like this. So that would be the trading week of, looks like January 5th through January 9th will be my first trading week of next year. So taking a couple weeks off. Enjoy your time as well. God bless. Take care. I'll see you next video put together. Bye for now.